Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. So by the title of today's video, I'm going to be showing you my current go-to makeup look for the fall, and it's great also in the winter. It is completely cool colors and matte, and it is the perfect makeup look for this time because it can go with any outfit. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. It can be a regular makeup look for during the day, but can easily be transitioned into the night. So this is actually my second time recording this video. I actually recorded this makeup look and you kind of saw a blip of it in my birthday vlog video. I did wear this makeup look for my birthday when I went out, and I recorded it that day. But when I went back to edit, I just did not like the quality of the video, so I'm here re-recording it because I don't want to just give you guys any type of like regular content. Like, I want it to actually be good and enjoyable. So that previous video was kind of like, it felt rushed when I was editing. Like, I can tell in my voice and what I was doing that it was very rushed. But that's no problem because I have been wearing this makeup look a lot and I wear it very often. So it's very easy for me to pick up the camera again and record myself getting ready. So here we are. If you are a new viewer or a returning viewer that has not subscribed, subscribe right now and hit that post notification bell so you always know when I post. Follow me on socials because when I am not here, I am there. And without further ado, let's get into it. So right off the bat, I like to go in with my complexion products first, just because I feel like once I get the face out of the way, it's easier for me to do my eyes. So I'm like breaking out, which kind of sucks because in the first time that I recorded this video, my skin was flawless. Time of the month is coming, so now I'm breaking out. So we have to fix all that. So there's gonna be a little bit of extra steps just to cover the imperfections, but everything else is exactly the same. So if you have watched previous videos of mine, you guys know I have oily skin. So one thing I have been loving doing is spraying my face with setting spray before I even start. And I just keep continuously adding setting spray as I go through because it just helps the makeup stay on longer and I don't sweat it off as easy. So I'm just gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Skincare is already done, so I'm okay with using grippy products. So as for primer, I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I do like the e.l.f. Grippy primer, like the dupe for it. But I think I like this one just a little bit more because it's easier to like move around and like, you know, spread out through my face. Whereas the e.l.f. one, it's like immediately grippy and like just, it's harder to move. So just to cover my imperfections, like my little pimples are right here. I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the green shade. Super satisfying when products start to finish. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, kind of dry up, so that way I can just pat it in. And then just with my finger, I'm just gonna blend it out. I find it easier to just blend it with my finger than like with a brush or a sponge, because I don't want any of the product to actually be like picked up with like a tool. With like the finger, it kind of just helps blend it out better and it keeps the product there. And then I just take some translucent powder like on my finger and like set that. I know some people think it's like you're supposed to just leave the creams and then like keep on packing creams, but I feel like when I keep on packing creams on top of creams, I feel like sometimes it just moves, like the underlying part. So I don't want this part to move. So just if you set it a little bit with some translucent powder and then spray with some setting spray, let that dry, the foundation will adhere fine and this will not move. So those are just my quick little steps for color correcting. I actually have my makeup for beginners video. I will link it up here. I've walked through a little bit of other color correcting, like so for under eyes, dark under eyes, like oranges or like dark spots, like I have right here. I kind of have some hyperpigmentation like all around because of PCOS symptoms, but they're not as bad right now because I have really good skincare routine, so they're not as bad, so I'm not even gonna bother. So my favorite foundation, like to date, like I feel like all year, ever since I bought this the first time, like I've been obsessed with this. This is the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. There's like the regular one and this one's the matte version. I love this version. I hate the smell. It's disgusting. It smells like paint, but I love the look of it on my skin. It's matte. It is perfect for the look I'm going for. And this is in the shade Caramel. This is like my summer shade because I'm still kind of like darker than my usual. I am lightening up because I can tell sometimes when I put on this foundation that it looks a little bit dark, but not so noticeable. So like pretty soon, maybe December, January, I'll be going back to my winter shade. And I make sure I put that foundation right on the spots before I go in to blend my foundation. And to blend out my foundation, I'm going to spray some more setting spray, but this time I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter and blend it out with the sponge. And that, like I said, it's just gonna help prolong all layers of the makeup instead of just like setting the top layer. And if you use a lot of products, this is a perfect way to seal in all of those layers. So next I like to go in with contouring. So I'm using the Makeup by Mario Sculpting Stick, and this is in the shade Medium Dark. I like to do this first just because in case if I go too hard, like on too much product, or like I move it to the wrong places, I can easily, like I just brought that way too down. So I can easily fix it with concealer when I go in with like highlighting. I do just little taps here. And I find blending with a brush is so much easier for me. And then for concealer, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty concealer, and this is in the shade 360W. Next, I'm going to go in with some cream blush, and I'm going to be using the Trio from One Size Beauty. And this is in the shade Fat Ass. So with the brush, I'm just gonna pick up some of that product. This is very intense, so I just gotta be careful with how much I apply. Then I'm gonna set it right away with the matte shade that's in here. And because we're keeping the look matte, I'm not using the third shade right here, but this is really beautiful putting it right on top. You don't need to use like a separate product like a highlighter, because just putting that third shade on top of your blush makes it look really nice. To set the contour, I'm going to go in with the Makeup by Mario bronzer, also in the shade Medium Dark. And then to set all the places I highlighted, I'm going in with the One Size Beauty translucent powder. This is my favorite powder. I will not stop using this. I just feel like the shade of this translucent powder is like perfect for my skin tone, and it just makes the under eye look so blurred and like photoshopped. Makes it look like, you know, filter. So before I set, I'm just gonna blend again those areas, since they were the first thing, like since it's been a little bit since I applied the concealer. And just for now, I'm gonna leave the product there because now I'm gonna go into the eyes, and I'm at least going to start the eye process before I wipe this off, in case I have any like fallout or anything, which I shouldn't because of the palette that I'm using. So I'm gonna prime the lids first with the Makeup by Mario Prep and Set, and this is in the shade Medium, and it looks like this. So I typically use the darker cream shade and then set it with the translucent powder. I'm using this big old foundation brush for now because that's what I have in front of me. Forgot to get a smaller brush. Okay, so the palette I'm going to be using today is the Tarte Big Ego palette. If you guys know, my favorite palette is the Tartelette palette, and this one's like my second favorite now because of all the pretty shades that it has here. So this makeup look is gonna be super easy, and like I said, it's gonna be matte and cool toned. So basically the color story I'm gonna stay in is like kind of like this second row right here, because it has a lot of like nice cool tones, like right here, this like nice gray brown and like this nudie brown here. So I'm gonna go in first with this shade right here, and this is called Authentic, and it is a cool toned brown. And I'm just going to put it like on the outer V and into my crease. And then with a more like small concentrated brush, I'm going to go into this shade right here, and this is the shade Own It, and it's like that gray brown that I was talking about. And I'm going to focus this only on the outer parts. Taking the previous brush that I used, I'm going to make sure I blend those two shades together out here. And then just picking up a touch more just to intensify the outer part just a little bit. And then on the inner part of the lid, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It is like the, really hard to see with, okay, there we go. This shade right here, it is a matte like pinkish nude, and it's called Courageous. And I'm just gonna put that on the inner part of the eye just to help brighten the eye a little bit. And it also helps clean up any eyeshadow that may have drifted this way. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean up all of the excess powder so that way I can go into the lower lash line. So first I'm gonna go in with the first brown shade that I went in with, and that is Authentic. And I'm gonna take a lower lash line brush, and from the outer part, bring it in. Since it is a very soft look, we don't want to use eyeliner, so we're using eyeshadow to create that eyeliner. And then we'll diffuse this. So it'll be a little bit smoky. So that's why I said like this is a really good look to like transition into nighttime, because it's a nice smoky look. Now taking the darker shade Own It, and I'm gonna also put that on my lower lash line, but just keep it on the ends of it. And with another brush, we want to just blend that out. And then taking some of Courageous to also put on my lower lash line, but on the inner parts to, again, clean up any dark eyeshadow that might have came in here, because we want to keep the inner corners bright. Okay, so now for mascara, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. And the way you can elevate the eyes a little bit more is adding a winged liner. And then like, then add more black liner underneath on the waterline. Intensify the blush if you want, intensify the bronzer. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I'm just going to set a little bit. because my face is feeling really dry right now. So for lashes, I'm going to be using the LA Colors Dramati lash. And these lashes are like nice and long, but they're like a little bit thin. So it gives you length and a little bit of volume without being too intense. And I'll be using the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. This is the one with aloe. This has been my favorite eyelash glue, and I have been using it for a really long time. So while the lash glue is drying, I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I pretty much keep it simple. I don't do too much. So I'm just brushing them out with this spoolie. Actually, I have to get my eyebrows done. And this is the Precisely My Brow from Benefit in the shade number 5. And I just outline my brows and fill in any like spacey parts. So I draw little hairs in on the front. Fix my arch. Fluffing it after with the spoolie kind of helps blend the little hair strokes I need into the skin underneath the brows, so it looks a little bit more natural. And I seal it in with the e.l.f. Wow Brow, and this is in the shade, I honestly don't even know what shade this is. Doesn't even say. Oh wait, Deep Brown. I like this because it also has like little fibers to help your eyebrows look a little bit more filled in too. Okay, so I put on my lashes, and see, they just give you like nice length. It helps with the shaping of the eyeshadow, that kind of like a little bit of like a cat eye moment. Like it's just gradients. It looks nice, but it's not like too much. If I had like thicker eyebrows or more fluffier, not eyebrows, if I had thicker or more fluffier lashes, this will intensify the makeup look so much more. Which is what I mean when I say that you can elevate this makeup look however you want, just by switching up the lashes. Okay, so last but not least, some lips. So around this time, I kind of like to keep it nude, keep it plain. I also like to do vampy lips with this eyeshadow look, but because right now it's daytime and I actually am going to be doing some errands, I'm going to keep it nude and keep it neutral. So for this, I'm actually going to be using 2 lip liners just because I want to make a little gradient effect. So for the first one, well, actually no, the first one I'm going to use is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Hot Lip Liner in Hot Tea. And I'm just going to bring that in. I'm lining and bringing it in a little bit. And then next, on top of that, I'm going to be using the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Club Hopper. This is a really deep brown, but I love it to kind of like basically like really enhance my lip shape. And I'm just lining. And then with my finger, I'm going to blend that in where it's like towards the center of my lips. It just helps diffuse the sharpness of that lip liner because it's so deep, but with the help of that other lip liner, they like blend really well together. So then on the center part, I'm going to be using this Dose of Colors matte liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Knock on Wood. And I'm just going to like start like little and then go for more, just because we're doing gradient effect. So put a little bit on the center of my bottom lip, and I'm just going to like pat it around. And like one last thing, just to seal everything together, I'm just gonna lightly dust over some powder. And this is the One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base foundation powder, and this is in the shade Medium Dark 1 and G. And with a powder brush, I'm just going to very lightly just go all over my face. You guys know me, I love doing this at the end. It just helps like blend everything together and come together really nicely. And of course, one more spray of setting spray, and I'm going to be using the All Nighter one now. But this is the final makeup look. How do you guys like it? I personally really love this makeup look. It looks really cool, sultry, definitely gives me fall, winter vibes, I feel like. And then with the turtleneck, I'm like super cozy. I hope you guys enjoyed this fall makeup look tutorial. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below what you think of this makeup look and how would you elevate this makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that post notification bell so you always know when I post. Follow me on socials because when I am not here, I am there. And until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye.